Hello, welcome back to Speedy Calc, where we do things smarter, faster, and more efficient to manage projects. So for this example, we're going to do the critical path method, and we're going to have a reference for the critical path here. This is taken from the PMBOK or Project Management Book of Knowledge that's typically used when you're studying for a PMP exam. And so you have a legend here of early start, finish, late start, late finish, the float of days, activity name, and the duration of each activity. Okay, so just an example, this is figure 616 of the 6th edition. The 5th edition has the exact same one. There's a 7th edition. I'm not sure if it's the same, but I'm sure it's something similar if it's not exactly the same. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to open up our program. So here's our account. So we go in our account and we open these files. I have them open already. So we have the user template and the project data file. So let's go ahead and we got a name. We called it the exact same thing. It's critical path method, PMBOK figure 6-16. That's the reference. We got a data date or report date of August 30th, 2023. Let's go ahead and name this activity A, activity B, activity C, and D. And the weights for this example don't matter, so let's just equally distribute them. So there it's at 100. Now, got a start date. Let's use August 22nd. And then let's reference what we have here. So we have A, B, C, D, and start date. We have the start date, which is 1, and then it's a duration of 5 days. So we have, this is Excel, right? To make it easier, we say equals this plus 4 more days. That's a total of 5. And then B, so that's 5 plus 1 is 6. So it's the day after is what that means. So we'll say, okay, equals the end date plus 1. So the 26th, the 27th is the day after, and it's also 5 days. So we'll say equals that plus 4 more days. That's 5. And then C, 6 is here. That means it's the day after. So again, this is equal to the last day of A plus 1 more day. So this is 27. That's 6. That's what that means. It's the same. But this one is 10 days. So we're going to say equals plus 9 more days. So we have 10. And then 16 here. So it's directly after 15, right? So we have equals C, the last day is C, plus 1. And then we say equals this plus how many days? 15 duration. So we have plus 14 more days. So here they are, the duration of days, 5, 5, 10, 15. 5, 5, 10, 15. Okay? Next, we have to do the connection here, where you see the arrows are connected in the program. We connect them this way. So we have, again, what comes before A? Nothing, right? So this stays blank. Now what comes after A? B and C come after A. So WBS is here. So B and C. And why are the WBSs here instead of a name? Because or something else, is because names can get really long or different and you want to be able to fit them in a cell, right? So it's real easy to read this way as well. Now, if you didn't see the other videos, just to explain this really fast, the predecessors come before, successors come after the activity. So just displaying it here to try to make it a little easier to understand. Here are the activities here in the middle. So everything before these activities will be over here. Everything after these activities come over here. So again, nothing comes before A, but B and C come after A. So A, we have B, yes. C, B and C, yes, so B, C, that's D. Now we have B. So what comes before B? A does. So A is 1, and A also comes before C, so we'll also click on that, right? All right, and then let's move this over, and so we can just see B, C, D. So what comes after B? D does. D is 1.04, so we say yes. What comes after, or let's see, CD comes after this as well, so we say yes. And then for D, what comes before it? B and C do. So we'll say B, which is 2. C, and what comes after D? Nothing, so we leave it blank. Okay, and then that's it. So we have everything filled out. Activity A, B, C, D. They're all connected. So now that we're done, let's go ahead and click this button here at the top to reload this page. And what this does, it refreshes and saves it. So this will just go blank for a second as it's loading and saving. You can see it working at the top here. So once that stops, everything will come back. There it is. Okay, and then we can go back here, see all this is here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to pull this page out. So this one is all our data, right? So what we want to do is we want to be sure that everything loads up properly over here. So we're going to do the same thing. So after you save on the user template, you want to come over here and just reload it so that everything that you just did got pulled over. So we hit that, and then what comes up in a ribbon at the top is a couple buttons, and we're going to be asked to enable the content. And what that's going to do is that's going to officially pull everything over. So let's enable, and then it's going to save that, and then we're all good. Now, what we have here, we're going to come over, we can go to our table of contents, or we can scroll over at the bottom. But what we want to do is we want to come over to our critical path method. So let's click on that. And then what you see here, here's a legend that's similar, but we have more information on ours, where we have actual calendar dates instead of just numbers like the PMP or PMBOK has. We have free float as well versus just total float. So that's what's different. So the layout's a little different, but quite similar. But here's the legend to follow along. So let's go down the bottom here, and we're going to compare this now to the answer in the PMBOK reference, right? So let's pull this over. So we have, try to get it all here on one screen. So let's see, A is 1, 1. Duration's 5. Duration for ours is in the middle. That's 5. 5. 6, 6, 5, 10. And it's got here 1, 0, 5, 11, 5, 15, right? And then the float is 5 also, so there's float. 6, 15, duration's 10, 6, 0, 15, 6, 0, 15. There you go. And then we're going to push this over, and we see what we have for D. D is 16, 15, 30, and then 16, 0, 30. And all the zeros are the critical path, so critical, 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 which is activity A, C, D, and our float is in B, and it's for 5. And that's it. We're all done. We didn't have to do all the crazy math, and we actually have actual dates for our project, right? So it correlates. All right. Good luck on your project, and see you in the next video.